A few days ago, I posted a video about how I mortally wounded a 150-pound dogtooth tuna with my spear gun. But soon after I shot it, my line broke, leaving my spear stuck inside the back of that giant fish while it swam off, and inevitably died somewhere. And according to Wikipedia, that fish was probably a few decades old, and I felt really horrible after it happened. Anyways, if you're already a spearfisherman or a hunter, then this video might not be for you. But I know that a lot of people who watch my videos aren't hunters or fishermen, and I know from experience that when I post a spearfishing video, the bigger the fish is, the more likely it is that people in the comments will be offended and outraged. For instance, if I spear this little rainbow runner and turn it into sashimi, nobody bats an eye. But if we spear this 100-pound giant trevally and bring it back to shore to share with the local villagers, then everyone loses their minds. And so, basically, this video is just a bullshit justification for me killing a giant, beautiful animal and not even eating it afterwards. But first, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, pt. In the past, pt. has famously been against the killing and eating of all living animals, even oysters. According to their website, oysters are actually sentient beings. But recently, I explained to the kind folks at pt. exactly how fun it is to hunt doggies and how cool they look in photos. And not only did they totally understand where I was coming from, but they insisted on sponsoring one of my videos. And so, thank you, pt. for sponsoring this video. Anyways, back to the story. According to animalclock.org, 36 million cows are killed every single year for consumption in the US alone. That's about 100,000 cows every single day. And according to the United States Department of Agriculture, 31% of all food in the US is thrown away, which means that out of those 100,000 cows that are killed every single day, 31,000 of them are killed for absolutely no reason other than that people's eyes are bigger than their stomachs. Yeah! And that's to say nothing of the fact that these cows are basically raised in brutal slavery and artificially impregnated, only to have their babies stolen from them and ground up into veal, until eventually they're killed way before they naturally would have died otherwise.
Wait a minute. Veal is little baby cows?
Yepper!
Then why the hell do they call it veal?
Well, if we called it little baby cow, people might not eat it.
And cows are not only smarter than dogs, but they're said to have the same intelligence as a 3-year-old child, whereas tuna brains are extremely tiny. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, unless you're 100% vegan, I don't want to hear your complaints. Anyways, I just kind of felt like ranting. But basically, although I genuinely do love the adventure and challenge of chasing big fish, and I genuinely do love to take photos with them after I catch them and obviously make videos about it, if spearfishing wasn't sustainable, I wouldn't do it. And wounding a big fish like this and having it escape is not an example of why spearfishing is not sustainable. It's an example of why spearfishing is not perfectly sustainable. Having said that, it's about as sustainable as you can get. And aside from all that, it is impossible to buy food that's this fresh and this delicious from any restaurant or any store on Earth.